Welcome to SnapComms, your internal communications solution. In this video, you'll learn how to create a simple newsletter to share with your staff. Each user will receive a pop-up notification announcing your new issue, and they'll click Read Now to open it so they can catch up on company news in one place instead of constantly chasing after emails. To get started, just log into the Content Manager and click Create. Find Newsletter on the list, or start typing Newsletter at the top to narrow down your options, and then click to select. Choose a basic layout for your newsletter with a header and 2 columns, a header and 3 columns, or a header, a slideshow, and 2 columns. Or you can build your whole newsletter from scratch. I'll pick 2 columns. Be sure to give your newsletter a memorable name and identify the first issue, for instance, by date or by number. This is how users will find your newsletter and identify each issue in their message history window. And it's also how you can find your latest issue in your content folders. Please also choose a folder where you'd like to save your newsletter, and then click Create to open the Newsletter Designer. In the middle of the page is your canvas with a sample issue of your newsletter, including some placeholders for images and text. And you'll also see the title of your newsletter, the folder in which it's located, shortcuts to some special settings, a set of delivery options, and a complete set of multimedia design tools. In this video, you'll learn how to set up your newsletter and create a simple issue. Our next video, Advanced Newsletters, will look at those multimedia design tools on the right. Please remember, we're constantly working to improve our software, so some of these tools may look slightly different when you go online than they do in this video. Before you start writing articles, please click on the gear icon at the top left to access the Settings page. The options you choose here will help you maintain consistent branding across your whole newsletter. Don't worry, you'll only have to set them once. On the General Settings tab, you can see the name of your newsletter and add a brief description just for internal reference. By default, your newsletter will be 800 pixels wide on a computer screen. You can change its width, but please don't make it any wider than the smallest computer screen you'll display it on. The height of your newsletter will change automatically as you add new content. Padding allows you to add some blank space around the edges for a more professional look. At the bottom, you can add a display animation to make your newsletter stand out. You can make your newsletter spin onto the user's screen or slide down from the top. Choose Ta-da to make it shake and dance, or choose None and let your content speak for itself. The Branding tab controls the colors and fonts for your newsletter. You can click View Branding to visit the main branding page. Any changes you make here will be applied to every issue of every newsletter across your whole organization. And over time, as we continue to upgrade our interface, these settings will also be applied to your other new messages. If you'd like this newsletter to look a little different, just come back and click the switch. And now you can choose a new font and font size just for this newsletter. You can also choose a primary color for headlines and backgrounds. Just open the drop-down, use the slider to choose an approximate color, and fine-tune your choice in the color picker. Or enter the hex code for exactly the color you want. Then click Apply. And you can also choose a color for the pop-up alert that users will see when you publish a new issue. Finally, on the Notifications tab, you can choose whether to show the user a pop-up and invite them to click to read the newsletter, send the newsletter directly to their screen without a pop-up, or just publish the newsletter silently straight to their message history window. For instance, you might use a pop-up for a new issue but publish a correction silently. You can also decide how long the pop-up should remain on their screen if they haven't clicked on it, how many times it should come back, and how often. And you can click the switches to play a sound when the pop-up appears, and keep showing the pop-up even after the user clicks Read Now or not. When you're finished with these settings, click Done. Notice the font we chose has already been applied to the placeholder text. And in this example, the primary color also appears as a background behind some of that text. If you like, you can click Edit at the top right and choose a background color for your whole newsletter, like printing a document on colored paper. You can also add a colored border around the outside edge of your newsletter and adjust its thickness. Or you can use your default primary color for your background or your border. Just click Set Background to save. This colored background is a little aggressive for my taste, so I'll click on Undo at the bottom to go back to the white background we started with. Please note, any changes are automatically saved every step of the way. Now, let's start adding some content. You can click on an image placeholder and then select your company logo, or upload a new image, or choose an image you've already uploaded. And you can also add a link to any URL. Once you click Done, your image appears on the canvas. Click on the bottom edge of your image and then drag, and your image will automatically change size to fit the available space. Likewise, you can click on some placeholder text and then write a new headline and start writing a new article, or simply copy and paste from your word processor, complete with any formatting like a set of bullet points. You can also use the toolbar to add new formatting. You could even change the font, but we recommend using the inherited font, that is, the font you chose on the settings page, so all of the text in your newsletter will have a consistent look. For more options, just click the gear icon next to the text. For instance, I'll turn off the background color. You can continue clicking on our placeholders and customizing each one, or select a placeholder and delete it with a single click. Your other content automatically adjusts to fill the empty space. You can even delete all of the remaining placeholders and design your newsletter however you like. For instance, you might choose a text block on the right, drag it onto the canvas, and decide where to put it. For instance, just below the header, or between the text block and the image, or at the end. I'll drop it here. We've just started a new row of content, so the text block can span the whole width of your newsletter. Or you can click on the splitter icon and make it 2/3 of the width of the newsletter, half the width like the text block and the image above, or 1/3 of the width. And just like before, I'll fill in my new text and format it. This time, let's add an image inside the text block, and then highlight the image and make it a link. Users will be able to click on that image to learn more. In the same way, you can drag an image block onto the canvas and drop it into place, and you can keep adding all the content you want. You can select any part of your newsletter, click on the dots, and drag it to a different position, and the layout will automatically adjust around it. Or drag the bottom edge to adjust the blank space in between rows of content. And you can also scroll down and resize your whole newsletter with a single click to eliminate any blank space at the end. Before you publish your newsletter, be sure to check the tabs at the bottom. On the Notification tab, you can customize the pop-up alert your users will see when you publish a new issue. For instance, you might change the text, or use the design tools to add an image. And you can also click on the gear icon to come back to the branding page and choose a color for the buttons and borders on your pop-up. On the Targets tab, you can specify who should receive your newsletter. You can click on the box and then select a user group or your whole organization. Start typing to narrow down your options, or click the switch for more targeting options. You can also choose target dates. By default, each issue will be available to your users immediately as soon as you click Publish, and it will remain available for a month. You can open the drop-down and have it remain available for a different time period, like a day or a week. Or you can choose Select a Date and then choose an exact end date on the calendar. You could even click the switch and choose a start date on the calendar as well. But we encourage you to select Start Immediately and a relative end date, like 1 week. That way, each time you publish a new issue, it will be available for the same length of time, and you won't have to change your dates by hand. Also, please visit the Delivery tab. By default, we'll deliver your newsletter to the SnapComms app on each user's computer or mobile device. If you like, you can also send a push notification to their mobile device, or send a link to their newsletter to their email account, and so on. Finally, click Newsletter to come back to your canvas, and then click the preview icon at the top left to see exactly how your newsletter will look on a desktop computer and on a mobile device. Notice that the layout of your newsletter will automatically adjust and the columns will stack on top of each other for optimal readability on small mobile screens. Just click Close to come back. When you're ready, click Publish. You can print a copy of your newsletter, export a copy as a PDF file, or just go ahead and publish it to your users. They'll see your pop-up and click Read More to open your newsletter. Rest assured, publishing future issues of your newsletter will be quicker and easier. Just find the previous issue in your content folder, open the menu on the right, and choose Clone. Then click on the new copy to open it in your designer. Update its name at the top. This is issue 2. Delete any content that's out of date and fill in anything new. Then just click the summary icon on the left to quickly review your target users, target dates, and delivery options. You can click Edit and change any of these settings, or click Customize to go back to the canvas. But in this example, my target users and delivery options are the same, and my target dates are automatic. Easy as that, I'm ready to publish my second issue. Thanks for watching. Now, please watch our next video, Advanced Newsletters, to learn how to add more sophisticated elements and create a stunning multimedia newsletter. Or just visit our website at www.snapcomms.com. SnapComms, get employee attention.